So Juno Orders comes with a quote module, and you can use that quote module. Many people do. Some people are already fully invested in the opportunities and the quote module that comes with Salesforce, and when they install Juno Orders, they just want to continue using that workflow and turn their existing Salesforce quote objects into sales orders in Juno Orders. We allow them to do that. But we do want to point out a few distinct differences between the two solutions so that you can make an educated decision as to what works best for your business. So as mentioned, there's this opportunities object, which a lot of people use. Generally, these are good for longer sales cycles, people doing a lot of marketing and cold calling and trying to drum up new business, and that's great. Opportunities work phenomenal for that. If you're using this workflow, then you already know that in order to create a Salesforce quote, you have to have an opportunity. Whereas in Juno Orders, notice there's no button here. In Juno Orders, you can just create a new quote, right? So if a customer calls you up and just says, I'm ready for a quote, you just fire off a quote. So let's just go through the process in case you're not familiar with it, creating an opportunity. Okay. So you have to fill out this particular information, which again, our thought is if you're trying to get a deal done and it's just something that you're quoting, going through this process might be a little bit tedious, not a big deal. Having to choose the price book, that kind of thing. So you see here, they also, when you're working on something and you're putting a quote together, by default, you're not getting the item description. You're supposed to paste in the descriptions on your own. So it seems a little lackluster in that regard. Not a big deal. Just so you know, you'll see that there are some fields here. Like we can go right and create a Juno quote from this, but for the sake of this demo, we're just going to create a quote using the Salesforce quote. And again, I'm not sure why they don't just name it the same. The quote name is the opportunity, or default it in there. It would be easiest. And now at this point, you're picking a person. So the quote's been generated. This is Salesforce Lightning, so there's a little bit of a lag. Down at the bottom here, you're going to see a link to that quote. Now, you can create a PDF here, and I just want to show you the difference between the standard Salesforce quote and the Juno Orders quote. So you can create a PDF here. Their PDF tool is very basic. It's very functional. It lacks a lot of the features that you might hope it had. If you go look at our quote tool, when you look at, we're giving you all the line item descriptions and everything, and we have a really nice drag and drop PDF editor and email template tool that goes along with it. So this is part of the Juno Orders package. Now, again, if I'm looking at this quote that was generated here, I can create a sales order, a Juno Order sales order out of it. It's important to note that right here, you cannot create a Salesforce order. If you want to do that, then you need to license the Salesforce CPQ package in order to put that together. So if you're using Juno Orders, you can go ahead and create a sales order. We added some fields here to make that process a little easier. Let me just show you how this works. So I'm going to add the billing and shipping address. There's the billing address, and here's the shipping address. See how cool this is. It populates the addresses right in there. So how did we do that? We actually added at the contact level what we call contact addresses. So this is something that is unique to Juno Orders. You get to add as many addresses as you want for each customer in your system. You're not limited to these two addresses, the mailing address and other address, which are the two addresses that you're given with Salesforce. All right, so we're going to go ahead and create a sales order from that. So now we're looking at a sales order, and I'm going to just cut it off here because you can get the idea. There are some distinct differences. You could do all of these activities in the Juno Orders Quote versus the Salesforce quote tool. But at this point now we can create shipments and purchase orders to vendors and invoices. These are all Juno Order functionalities. But you get the gist here, and thanks for watching.